Hi there, my name's Ian Brennan and welcome to Magician's Advice Recommends. Today we're going to be looking at Fragment by Abstract Effects. And this, I'll come up the QR code on the end, this could be the first effect that I have to give a bad review to. So stick with me and find out why. It's really split me, this effect has really split me. First, Magician's Advice Recommends is not about every effect I've got in my cupboard. I've got loads of effects over there and some of them are just dreadful. This is about the effects that I would recommend for you to go and get and to try. So why has this stayed on my recommends list, even if I'm so torn about it? Let's try and dig into it. First, the best bits. The best thing about this is it's going to allow you to make a really powerful Instagram video or Facebook video of you producing a deck of cards from apparently one deck of cards. So you start off with one card, apparently, you cascade that card on the table and it spreads into a full deck. Or you hover it over the table and as you lower it down, it spreads into a full deck. It looks gorgeous. It's a really, really visual thing. That's the positive side of what you're going to do. This is going to create some amazing Instagram videos. It's going to create some brilliant footage for your website and it's going to look really, really slick. The best things. The gimmick is well made. The box is really cool. And the visual side of it is brilliant. If you're looking for an Instagram video, or an Instagram clip that's going to be a powerful 20 seconds of magic, this is the one for you. Let's have a look at the worst bits. The downloads you get are an awful quality. I'm sorry to the Abstract Effects team, but it really is. And I know in their heart that they accept its awful quality as well. The footage involves you spreading the card across the table and it melts into this lovely deck of cards. When they filmed it, the table's got the sunshine glaring down on it, so at the point where they spread the cards, you can't see the cards being spread. So it actually looks like you take one card and it vanishes because it just disappears out of sight on the table. Really, it's just the sunlight coming through. Why haven't they bothered to record it again? In fact, everything about this download just feels like it was rushed. And it feels like they haven't put any care into it, any love into what they've produced. The effect itself is a good visual effect, but there's no care in the download. And I'd argue with anyone that wants to tell me different. I'm sorry to say that. There's bits in there where the footage that they filmed got cut and it didn't get used. So I think it was Nicholas Lawrence had to film it in front of just his window at home, and even then his cards are a bit too high out the screen so you can't quite see them all the time, and it's just this crotch, and it's not great footage. The DVD or the download starts with, in the first couple of seconds they say, here's a routine where we're going to show you all the things we've just taught you. But you haven't taught us anything yet because this is the start of the download. The very first thing they're referring to, they've got it all jumbled up. So whoever's edited it hasn't edited it in the right order. Whoever's edited it has seen that there's problems with the light on the table, so they've then had to record little snippets again on another table. But why not just do the whole thing again? Is it really that much hassle to film a 40-minute recording again? I don't know, maybe I'm seeing it wrong. But it bugs me when you're paying £30 for an effect and it's so poorly shot and it's so poorly put together. I mean, my videos aren't great, but hands up in the air, my videos aren't great. I'm a YouTuber, I'm doing this for free, there's no financial incentive for me to be sat here. You're not having to pay a penny to watch me do this. I had to pay £30 to watch them do that, and it's really painful to see. I know that those people there, your other brothers and Nicholas Lawrence, they can do so much better than this, and yet they're happy to put this out as a product. It's really disheartening to see. But the table, you can't see the table all the way through. They're referring to things they haven't taught, which is a frustration. They have one move in there called the standard fragment position, which is something like this. And they refer to get yourself in the standard fragment position, and then you can do the move really easily. At no point do they explain what the standard fragment position is and how to get yourself into it. they refer to it, and with a bit of nous and common sense, you can probably work out what it is. But at no point do they say, this is the standard fragment position, and this is the best way to do it. It feels as if they did an extra half an hour of footage, and it's just got lost somewhere. It didn't fit in the download size or something. So much so, I watched it several times, and I clicked on all the other links on the Murphy's website, just in case it was my fault and not theirs that I'd missed it. It really isn't there. It isn't taught. The fragment position isn't taught in the download. They start off saying, get it in the fragment position, hold the gimmick here, but they don't tell you how to do it. Another thing that really upsets me is there's not a routine with the gimmick that you can do, that they've videoed for you. Let's roll back a bit, since one of the worst bits. It says on the trailer, 10 routines. There's not 10 routines. There's 2 routines if you're lucky. There's 10 effects if you use the word effect quite loosely. Basically, you can appear the cards, you can vanish the cards, you can do that on the table, you can do it up here, you can do it in lots of cool ways, but it's not 10 routines. A routine in my mind, and I might be wrong here, but a routine in my mind is at least a minute's worth of magic that has a little bit of a story to it. It's not one card appears and vanishes, or the deck vanishes. That's not a routine. That is a moment of magic. There's 10 moments of magic here. There's 2 routines. The first routine uses the gimmick, but it's not shown. They never perform the routine. They say, oh, you put the cards behind your back, but they don't actually perform it to you. They just say, put the cards behind your back, and then when the cards are behind your back, you do this, but they never actually show you what it's going to look like. They just do the tutorial for it without showing you the video. And it makes me think, have they ever done it for real? If they have done it for real, why have they never videoed it for real? And why haven't they shown it to you? I'll come back onto that in a second, I think. The second routine absolutely blew me away. It's Nicholas Lawrence's deck where he has... Nicholas Lawrence's routine where he has a deck of cards in one hand and a single card in the other hand. This is what it appears like to the spectator. And it appears like that deck of cards vanishes into a single card, and this single card changes into a full deck. And then as you put the single card back on, you can spread it all openly. That is a brilliant routine. I love it to bits. It's great, and I'm going to try and learn that. That's probably worth the price of the whole effect, the 30 quid. But it doesn't use the gimmick. You don't need the gimmick for it. So why put it on this? Why not put it on its own project instead? Oh, I know it's linked, it's similar, but that card that goes from a deck to one, and at the same time one to a deck, and you can spread them all cleanly with just a genuine deck of cards. That is a brilliant routine. But it doesn't involve the gimmick. So it can't be classed as one of the 2 routines on here. On here there's one routine with a gimmick, which isn't shown. They never do the performance, not even to each other on the table, pick a card, lose a card, whatever. They just explain what the performance might look like if you do it. It's a bit weak. Show us a performance. Show us a real life performance. I've recently reviewed Sean Hayden's effect, where he's doing card magic, and he's clearly at a big room full of people. He's doing live magic for real people. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe this isn't magic for real people. Maybe this is just magic for Instagram. Another bit on the routine that you learn, the single routine with the gimmick. At the end of the routine, they say something along the lines of, and of course it's not here because you forced the card at the start, it's the one over there. But at the start, when they started explaining it, they didn't say you had to force a card. So it makes me think maybe they've just lost a load of footage and just not bothered to record it, or not spotted they've lost it in there. There's a point in the DVD where Nicholas says, my fingers aren't quite getting it today because we've been working on this all day, we've been recording all day, and it's not quite happening for me. And that's his explanation for why it doesn't quite work every time and why he has to fiddle around with it. But this is 12 minutes into the film, 11 point something minutes into the film. So in 11 minutes in, they've been shooting for a whole day to get 11 minutes into the first bit of tutorial, and it's already not working. If it's taking them a whole day's filming to get 11 minutes worth of explanation, is it going to be a work of everybody to do? If the people that create this product, it takes them a whole day to get 11 minutes worth of footage, how long is it going to take you and me to get this right? Let's go back to some positives, because it feels like I've been ranting a bit on this one, and I don't mean it to be just a complete rant. I appreciate what the Abstract Effects team have put together. I appreciate the effect. And the reason I bought it is because I saw it and it amazed me. I didn't buy it because I thought the gimmick was going to be a certain thing, and it wasn't a certain thing. I bought it because I saw it on social media and I thought, I want to do that. Can I do that? Yes, I can. You know, there's no two ways about it. If you see this on social media and you think, I want to do that on my social media, then get it for yourself. It's how you're going to learn it. Is it worth 30 quid? No. No way. It has to be about that, because there's something inside the box which you need, and it will cost a little bit of money to make that and to ship it out to people. The cost it costs to actually make it is about £1.50. I know, because I've made my own since. The time it takes to make, it took me about a minute and a half, 2 minutes to make mine. And when you see it, you'll realise why. Apparently they've done something extra to theirs, they have, which makes it a little bit better. I don't know if you need to. You could maybe put another 10 minutes into making your own gimmick to make it do that. But do you need the extra bit? I don't know. I think £30 for this is justified in a way, because they've had to make it, they had to box it up in a fancy box, they've had to put the video up somewhere, they have to ship it out to suppliers have to ship it out to you. You can see where the £30 goes. But for me, I would have said, I would have preferred it if it was a case of, this is a video download, it's £5, and you make it up yourself at home. A bit of an arts and crafts moment. And I think if you paid £5 for the instructions for this and you just made it up yourself, you would have no problem in the world. It'd be a great little routine, a great little effect, or a single routine you can do with it. A great effect. You wouldn't have any complaints at all. But when you pay £30 for it and all you get is what's inside this box, you feel a little bit cheated. I say that myself. I spoke to 3 other magicians in my little circle of friends who bought it, and they've all said the same. They can't believe what they paid for. And I know Dave Bonsall said similar on his channel, and they won't even stock it because they feel it's that bad value for money. I can see exactly where everyone's coming from. The key with this is, do you want that particular moment of magic on your Instagram or on your Facebook feed? If you do, this is the thing for you, and it's going to cost 30 quid. If you don't need that particular moment of magic, there's other places you can spend your money, of course. I don't know exactly what this is going to look like on the camera when I perform it, so we'll give it a try, and if it works, I'll leave it in. If it doesn't, I'll blow over it. Single card. You spread the cards, you get a full deck. The reason you're never going to perform this to real people is they cannot inspect any of these parts of the gimmick here. It's all not connected to each other. It's all individual pieces of gimmick. So if you were to knock that, it'll ruin the effect. If they touch that, it'll ruin the effect. I mean, there's a bit of leeway in it. You can wiggle them around a little bit because they're not stuck together. They're all individual things. But if that was to get disturbed in a way, it'll ruin the effect. They cannot touch it. A spectator cannot inspect this. They cannot take any of those cards, they cannot look at those cards, they can't do anything. All they can do is stare at it and go, oh, that's very nice. And then you've got to do some cleaning up business, which again might look good on the camera, it might not. If it doesn't, I'll blow it out. You can do it the opposite way, so you can have a single card there, and you can spread the cards that way. And looks like a full deck. You can get them to check the cards in the deck. But again, if you're asking them to check if a card's there, they can't touch them. They can't move these around because they might expose your gimmick. They certainly can't take a card from the deck you've chosen. That is now untouchable by a spectator's hand. You can gather them up if you're careful. If you use their special gather up and slide off the table method, I probably exposed it there, that they promote, but it is not a very useful thing. In the real world, I can't imagine a time when I would want to show a spectator an individual card and then show them that card blending into a full deck and then not be able to give them the deck or the things to see or the things to do. I can't imagine a time when I want to produce the whole lot and then say, oh, you can't touch it. The only thing you might want to do is, one of the little things they've got on there is they produce the effect, one card, it then turns into a deck, and then it turns back into a single card. And you can hand that single card out, which is nice. But you can't hand them the deck. At no point are you going to give them the deck out here. The collection of the cards up from the table is a bit dodgy. I wouldn't want to be there with real people and a real party or my show, imagine that, and have to spread the cards out. It's actually, you can't touch them. Just have a look, check they're all there, and then I'm going to do my special gathering up method to gather them up and slide them off the table in a way that I've not had to pick up any other deck of cards. And there's so many chances for this to go wrong. Yeah, it's tricky. Let me see some of the quotes they've got on there. One of the quotes the team says is, this is ideally an effect for social media. There will be someone out there, maybe you, that can master this and they can use it in their own way. So they say themselves it's a social media effect. Regarding the appearance where they toss the card across the table and the full deck appears, they describe it as, it's a kind of fun gag, an appearance you can edit into a video or social media. Just use the perfect take for your Instagram. It might take a few goes to get it looking right. Sorry, that's my own words, that last bit. It might take a few goes to get it looking right. Just take the perfect take for your Instagram. So they appreciate on the video instructions that it's not going to look right every time. They appreciate that it's not going to be perfect every time, and they say you're going to need to do this a few times to get it right to put it on your Instagram. Now, before we recorded this, I've had a lot of goes with this gimmick, and hopefully I've got one or two good takes that I can share with you now, and then you can see what it looks like when it's done well. But this effect, this project, let's call it a project, this Fragment project is not one that you're going to be performing in your shows. It's not something you're going to be performing to people. It's not something you're going to be performing live. It's going to be something for your social media, and that's it. Is £30 a good price for someone on your social media? If you are a big name in social media, and you're going to get 1 million views off of this, it looks amazing and it's brilliant. Is it the right thing for everybody? Certainly not. I'm going to use it on my social media, but then that's it. You know, I'm done with it then. So if anyone wants Fragment, I'll be handing mine out to one of the comments below. Drop a comment below. Have I been too harsh on this? Have I not? Have I hit it on the head? I don't know. I don't want to be harsh because I've paid for the secret. I'm using the secret, and it's going to do exactly what it's said to do. Was I a bit disappointed with it? I was. Will there be some people out there buying it and they won't have any use for it at all? Will they not get it working? There's going to be a lot of people out there that don't get this working properly and are very disappointed with it. So just, if you get it, be aware before you buy it. Maybe you've got Fragment, maybe you think it's worth twice the amount of money you paid for it. Maybe you think the video has been shot in an amazing high quality way, and it doesn't matter that you can't see the cards on the table. It doesn't matter that you can't see the cards in his hands. Maybe that's all part of the way Magic is going these days. Maybe it is just knock out a video, ship it out, and put it on the shelves. I don't know. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Please let me know if I've been too harsh. I'm trying to give you the most honest review I can on this. And that's what I'm always about. And I apologise in advance if you see this and you think I'm completely in the wrong direction. Tell me, drop me a comment in the comments below. What am I saying? Maybe I've misunderstood it a little bit. I see this as, well, it's an Instagram and Facebook and TikTok effect. And if that's what you want it for, then you've got a really good thing here. Don't know. How many marks would you give it out of 10? Let's do that. I'm going to give this Fragment away. Inside you get the gimmicks, you get the instructions to go with it, and I'm going to give it away to one of the comments down below. Comment your score out of 10. Why would you give it that score out of 10? Bear in mind, it does do a job, it does do a purpose. That's why it's made it onto Magician's Advice Recommends, because it does have a purpose and I am going to use it for something. But what do you think? Is it worth £30? Is it not? Put your score for it below, a little comment why. So I give it 9 out of 10, why? I give it 2 out of 10, why? And then I'll pick one of those comments at random and we'll pop this in the post out to you, and we'll send it out to you, and we'll post it out, let's say worldwide. So whoever you are, anywhere in the world, let us know what you think about Fragment and we'll send it out in the post to you. Can't make it any fairer than that. Yeah, I think that's about it. Later on this week, there's going to be another video with a deck of cards, the Curator deck, and we're going to do those as a giveaway as well. That's already been recorded and put together. I wanted to put this video together today. Speaking of rushed videos, a bit of a rushed video, but to get this information out to you before you buy it, if you're going to be disappointed by it. I don't want you to be disappointed by this. I want you to know what you're getting and what you're spending your money on. That's all from me for today. Please do click like, click subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That way you get all of our videos as they come out. And again, this weekend, we've got a video coming up with another giveaway. There's going to be videos out this week and next week from other members of our Magician's Advice team. So check those out as well. We've got all sorts of effects coming up, and we always try and give you honest advice. We're working magicians. We do this as a living. The performance side of things, we'll give you our honest advice on what works and what doesn't work. And if we like something, I do like this. I know I've come down harsh today. I do like it. If we do like something, we'll tell you what it is, why we like it, and I'll give you the honest feedback of things I don't like about it as well. I've told you what I think. I will use it. It's going to be on my social media. It's probably on my social media now. Go and check it out. My name's Ian Brennan, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.